Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as your one true Lord, you have to negate before you affirm. Your hands are to cling to one aqeedah, and your aqeedah is to believe Allah is alone. But it's not fair enough for us to say, I only believe Allah in my heart, I believe Allah is Lord. But then you go and say, oh, I've got my driving test, I really hope I pass, touch wood. You've just negated your belief. You're falling into disbelief. Don't think it's good enough for you and I to have our own logical understanding of what is Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught us through men from the time of Adam until the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And wallahi, the message they came with was clear and it was exactly the same. So who are we after 1400 years later, after the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to come and say, you know what? This is how the prophets, the Anbiya, called to Allah Ta'ala, but this is how I'm going to do it, because we are living pro-millennium. We are living in the 21st century. Go take your ideology and go. What are you going to call me now, an extremist? If I'm an extremist, Jesus was. If Jesus was an extremist, Ibrahim was. If Ibrahim was an extremist, all of the Anbiya were extremists, all the way back to Adam alayhi salam. So your grandfather was an extremist, and you are the children of an extremist. My brothers and sisters, don't feed off what the media tell you when they try and indoctrinate you into this crazy ideology that anyone who says La ilaha illallah with conviction is an extremist. Ask them what is a Wahhabi when they point a finger. Wallahi, the term Wahhabi was invented by a British man, a British kafir. Oh no, I said the word kafir. Well, let's educate you what the word kafir means. Before we start throwing spurs at me and saying it's a derogatory term, it's a term of insult. The term kafir means disbeliever, and it comes from the word kuf, which means disbelief. If you are Christians, and you are Jews, and you are Hindus, and you are Sikhs, then I have made kufr upon your beliefs. So, in whatever language you guys speak, I am a kafir to you. The media make these words taboo. The word kafir means you've disbelieved in something. But guess what? That comes with a deal that I've made with Allah Ta'ala, my Lord, Master and Creator, where I have disbelieved with all of the false ideologies, where I have disbelieved with all of the false indoctrinations, where I have disbelieved in all of the false messages that the media have fed us like you feed grass to a sheep. I also believe in something else, and that is the same message that all of the Anbiya came with, and that is La ilaha illallah. It's not a message of taboo, my brothers and sisters. When the kuffar come to you, when non-Muslims come to you and they say to you, oh, you believe in Allah? Because that's the century we live in now. You believe in Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? You believe in the Quran? You believe in the Sharia? Of course we do.
But my brother, the children,
The
children of
Of
Israel,
course we do.
they never call
And have confidence.
They call
Have confidence in this message.
the God of Abraham.
How
Isaac,
can
and
we
Jacob.
be?
That's the only God.
Uncle.
That's the only God.
Okay, uncle.
Yeah, that's the only God. That's the only God.
Okay, uncle, thank you.
That's the only God.
My brothers and
So,
sisters, listen.
don't believe on Allah.
Your back's open,
Allah is
your
a
back's
false God.
Isa said, Al-Ilah.
My brothers and sisters, listen.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
I've been away from the park for about a few months, and the main thing that I realized when I've been watching the videos without stepping foot into the park is one message. And wallahi, I cry over this message. Do you know, when we come into the park, before we come in, many of us will make dua to Allah to help us, to help people, to bring them towards La ilaha illallah Islam. Many of us get caught up in our egos. I have many times. I am jahil, just like the brothers next to me, in front of me and behind me. The scholars after the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to call themselves jahil. So who are we to say that we are the most knowledgeable in the park, or we're knowledgeable enough to speak Tawheed on such a way that we won't make errors. But I'll tell you the one thing that I realized, subhanallah. Do you know how desensitized we come and we get when we're here week in, week out, and we hear people blaspheming against Allah Ta'ala. We hear people blaspheming against Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We hear people blaspheming against the Sharia of Allah Azza wa Jal. My brothers and sisters, when I go away from the park for a period of time and I watch these videos and I see them talking about Allah, it angers me. It shakes me. And I ask you all, I ask you right here, before you start pointing fingers and calling me anything other than someone who submits to the will of Allah, a peacemaker, inshallah. I ask you, if someone was to blaspheme against the woman who bore you, would it not shake your soul? Do you know who we are ordered and taught to love more than our mothers? Who? Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And before Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who? Allah. So when we are here week in, week out, and we hear people blaspheming against Allah, our Lord, Master and Creator, who just by His will and His mercy, He's allowed us to stand here and breathe and speak. But we laugh and we smile and we appease to the people who actively attack the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal. Wallahi, shame on us all. All of us here are sinners, yes. All of us here are students, yes. All of us here came from dust and all of us will go back to dust. Now don't get it twisted. I'm not here asking you to go on some mad rampage like you're in GTA 5 game. Start killing people on a scatty tip outside. I'm asking you that when you call La ilaha illallah, have confidence. Because before the judgment of the people, worry about the judgment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are in August. 8 months ago, I stood on that fence, just on that lamppost, and I started telling people that I hate Christmas. And you know what happened? After that video came out, I started getting a lot of scrutiny from people. I was called an extremist. I was called a Khariji. I was called a Wahhabi. And you know, it made me think. So it's 8 months down the line, and I want to give you a message about this. I'm really sorry to say that after 8 months of the line that I said, that I don't feel sorry for saying it. I do hate Christmas. It doesn't mean that I actively go and attack Christians or actively attack Jews. We know that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam showed kindness and peace to the people. Look, I'm standing here, there's a Fed van right there. Surely if I was doing something against the law right now, they would come and shift me. Exactly. Yeah, we know the sheriff of the park. The sheriff of the park knows us more than we know him. Yeah? He watches our videos. He comes and says, "You're right, Mo. That video you did. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da." People get moved when they misbehave. So for me to stand here upon my iman and say La ilaha illallah and say that I hate all evil and that I love all good, where is the terror? My brothers and sisters, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a sincere question. Firstly, just know that you and I know that when we are going back and watching these videos on YouTube, and we're going to scroll down while you hear your brother Moh Tawheed's voice shouting and losing his voice now, you're going to scroll down to the comments and you're going to see people calling me terrorist and Khariji and extremist and all of these terms. Takfiri. I ask you a question. Is there any terror in what I am promoting?
No.
Because by Allah, if there is, I challenge you to a discussion, a debate, right here and now.
Exactly.
My brothers and sisters, do we not all hate evil in this world, or should we?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Do we not hate the one who rapes? Do we not the one who hate? Do we not hate the one who steals?
Yes.
Do we not hate all things bad? Or should we hate all things bad? But look what the media do to us. They make us shy. They make us shy to be certain and stand firm for the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal. people think you are losing the plot when you start talking about Allah. Allahu Akbar. My brothers and sisters, I want to ask you. People defend countries that they say are protecting the innocent people in the Muslim lands. They will defend states like America. They will defend states like Trump's state. But I ask you a question, my brothers and sisters. Yeah? America, the main culprit and the main country that throws fingers at us and calls us terrorists. This is coming from a country that globally has over 1,000 military bases.
Exactly.
And we are the terrorists?
Where's our military base?
Where's our military base? Where's our military base? I'm standing one man strong. I've got brothers here in the park, day in, day out. They come here just to say La ilaha illallah. Surely we all have sins just like you. When you go drink alcohol, we don't attribute it to your deen, to your religion. When you go and gamble and cheat and steal, we don't attribute it to your deen. But when you stand against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will attribute it to your deen. You know why? Because your deen is not the law of Allah. Your deen is not the law of the one who I am preaching for. Do you understand? Our deen, and I will conclude again, it comes in two parts. Before you say illallah and accept Allah Ta'ala as your one true Lord, you negate trees and amulets and sihr and magic and astronomy
And any system.
and any system, ism, schism, democracy, capitalism, communism, all of the isms and schisms. Now no one is saying that we are actively going to throw over governments. I'm not saying that. I was born here, I was raised here, and alhamdulillah I am a Muslim. Yeah, I have a clean record, alhamdulillah. But we need to worry about the records that we have with our Lord and Master Allah Ta'ala. My brothers and sisters, week in, week out, we come here with two messages, not just one. The first one is, there is no one worthy of worship. The second one is, accept Allah. And brothers, I remind you and I remind myself before all of you, remember, when you do speak to people about the law of Allah, about the book of Allah, have confidence and hold your head up high and say, yes, I am a Muslim. Are you?
Yes.
Yes, I believe in the Quran. Do you? And when they say no, say, why not? My brothers, I leave this to you, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The last word he said, yeah, like, anyone, are you Muslim?